RC. Oh man, I'm really excited about this one, guys. I had 8 scale Nitro Savages back in the day. I must have had about 5 or 6 of them over the years. Haven't owned any kind of a Savage in a very long time. Decided to go with this one because of that right there. And I've been digging some of the smaller cars lately. You can see I got a pretty decent mini collection going. And I've always liked HPI, so I saw a couple of videos on it. It didn't look too bad, but I want to see for myself what this is all about. So let's get this baby open. All right, let's do this. Oh, there she is in all her HPI glory. Let's get this thing out of the box. Yeet. Yeet. What's this? Yeet. Looks like we got some spares here. Got spare body mounts, some spare wheel hexes, and some basic tools. Yeet. Okay, got the radio wrapped in bubble wrap. All right, let's get it out. Oh, it's got some weight, actually. It's pretty heavy. What else we got here? Stickers, manual, huge. Let's get this box out of here. You know what time it is. Angel music time. Actually, that's really wrapped. They really wrapped this thing up. Look at this. It's like in a plastic bag. It's really wrapped around the body. It goes all up in the body. All up in there. Look at that. The whole body is wrapped in plastic. All the way on the inside. All right, I guess I'm taking the body off to get the plastic off. Hold on. All right, let's see what we got here. It isn't a plastic bag. All right, what do we got? All right, let's put the body back on for a sec. So we could, let's get this body back on for 1 second. Just a quick look. Looks pretty dang awesome. I really like the way HPI does their bodies. Good graphics on here. I like the tonal. Light orange and the dark orange. And then you got the 3 shades of gray back here. Got some 50 shades of gray going on back here. But body looks awesome. Stance looks pretty dang awesome. It's pretty wide too, actually. Tires got a soft foam insert in there. But the tires actually feel pretty sticky and soft, so that's good. No wheelie bar. 65 mile an hour mini RC with no wheelie bar, so we'll see how that works out. You know, it's looking pretty good. Suspension feels nice and plush out of the box. Let's do a size comparison real quick. So the only other 12 scale RC I have is the Defonodon. And the Defonodon's actually just a little bit bigger. If you line up the back wheels, you can see it's about 1 inch longer, actually. And just a smidge taller. Smidge taller tires. Just a little bit bigger. And then you can see how it compares to a 10 scale monster truck. That's a pretty decent size difference right there. So this is definitely, I would class this in a mini category. Even though some people aren't calling it a mini, I think this is definitely a mini. I think 12 scale and under should be considered mini because that's 10 scale. I don't know if the Granite's considered big or small 10 scale, but that's big 10 scale to me. The Valkyrie is big 10 scale to me. Both of those are bigger than this 10 scale. This is a small 12 scale. This is probably a normal size 12 scale. If you look at it next to the Granite, that looks like a definite 10, 12. And then that's just a little smaller. Look at the MT14 next to it. And you can kind of get a better sense of how the scale is. 14, 12, 12, 10. Here it is next to the Mad Van, which is a little smaller than the Granite, but still considered 10 scale. So if I line up the back wheels, you can see definitely smaller than the Mad Van. Definitely a 12 scale mini. There it is, body off. TVPs, those are important. Very rigid chassis design, although the twin vertical plates are strong. It does make it a little difficult to work on. So if you're a novice, maybe stay away from this until you get 1 or 2 RCs under your belt, because it could be a little tricky to work on. Very small screws that are in there. At least it's all hex, but this could be a little tricky to work on if you need to get to the diffs or really anything in between these plates. It's a lot of work to get it taken apart. See if I can't peel this sticker off. I'm not sure what that sticker is, but it's coming off. Goodbye. Oh, messed it up. I don't need no stinking stickers. So it's got its brushless flux system in here. HPI's got a pretty good brushless system. It says on the box that this goes 65 out of the box. It probably will hit that. I've seen videos of it hitting 65 and over. I've seen videos of it not even hitting 60. So, I mean, I really guess it just depends. But their motors are usually pretty good. The motor's tucked all the way down in here. And then that's the transmission in the middle right there. So you can see why that could be a pain in the butt to get to, because it's kind of all buried under there. But hopefully there's not too much work that needs to be done in there. Very strong brushless system from HPI. 4,000 kV brushless motor, waterproof electronics. I think this is going to perform pretty well, especially with these sticky tires. This is going to do nice. Plastic oil-filled threaded body shocks, all metal gear, front and rear oil-filled diffs. Bumpers look pretty good, pretty sturdy. Keyed into the bottom of the chassis here. Bumper skid plate combo action going on. Very flexible. I think this should take landings pretty good. Battery tray on the side here. Just open that up. You can see the hinges there. You need to get into the battery compartment. Just pull this back. Lift up the little tab on both sides here. And then the battery compartment just opens right up. Got a Dean's connector on here. And then you should be able to fit most small size 2 or 3S batteries in here. This ESC can handle 3S, so I'm not sure how big of a battery I'm going to find to fit in here, but let me find a 3S battery for that. When you need to close the battery tray, just close it like this, and then flip the little lid back over, flip the little notch back over, and then it kind of snaps in. Boom. And then your battery tray is secure. I like the black plastic wheels. They're pretty cool looking. Metal wheel hexes. Nice touch. All the links are fixed, but that's not a bad thing for a basher. You kind of want that. You don't want to have to worry about constantly making adjustments for bashers. All the links on all 4 corners are all fixed. Nice beefy looking knuckles here. The arms look really robust, actually. Very tough looking. And I like that there is a mounting point down here. So if I wanted to do 8 shocks all around, there's mounting holes on the arm and on the shock towers. You can add a second set of shocks if you wanted to. As I'm going over it, I'm noticing a lot of the screws are a little loose. So make sure if you get this, you go around, tighten up every screw, especially the wheel nuts. Those are very loose from the factory for some reason. Tighten all your screws on here. All right, so here's the radio that comes with it. It's the TF50. I have no experience with this radio. Seems to have all of the necessary trims. It's got a good hand feel, nice grip to it actually. Well, we're going to see how it does. It literally says right on the box, the world's fastest mini monster truck. We're going to see. But anyway, I'm really excited about this truck. I can't wait to put some batteries through this. I can't wait to jump it. I can't wait to see how it flies and lands. Can't wait to see if I can do some stunts with it. And I can't wait to see how fast this little sucker is. I've always loved Savages, and I think this is probably going to be a lot of fun. So let's bash! Here I am at the beach with the Savage XS FLUX. And let's have some fun. Let's do some beach trips. And immediately underwater. Good thing everything's waterproof. Steering is very touchy on it. Very touchy steering. But very fast. Oh, and something just happened. So I just took a little tumble there, and the on-off switch turned off on me. Lots of garbage everywhere. You gotta love Staten Island. Look at let's just drive through the garbage. Yay, garbage bashing. Do some garbage bashing. Yeah. I wonder if there's any needles over here. There probably is. Fucking bash through the garbage. Welcome to Staten Island. I gotta tell you, this thing does not like the beach. This is the first time I've had an RC car that does not like the beach. It's not, I can't control it here. It's just too much power. Seagulls don't like RC trucks. Ah, damn it. All right, I'm getting off the beach. This thing does not like it here. You know what it is? I think these tires are not suited for beach runs. They're not grabbing. I'm just gonna go and do what this thing's meant to do and hit some jumps. Let's go hit the ramp. Not having a great day. I got about 4 minutes into a battery pack and realized the slipper clutch is way too loose on this side of the box. I didn't bring any tools with me out for the sesh, so I guess I gotta go home, do a little work, and then come back. All I did was get it dirty. Look at all the sand in there. What a waste of a day. So now I gotta go home. Can't finish the video for you guys until I adjust the slipper clutch, come back out. And really the worst part of this is not having been able to run the batteries through. I charged up 2 brand new 3S batteries. Oh well. So I figured I might as well show this to you. I got the compartment off. Inside here, you have this compartment that usually sits here. All right, so you got the battery tray on this side, and then on this side is this little plastic cover that covers the steering servo and the motor and the transmission and everything, and then the slipper clutch is down in there. So yeah, with that plastic cover off, you can access the steering servos here, the motors there, the transmission, and then if you look down in there, I don't know if you can see it or not, that spring is what adjusts the slipper clutch. That's what's very loose right now. I did about 1/4 of a battery pack, and slipper clutch just loosened all the way up. You can also access the slipper clutch this way through the top of the chassis. If you look down between the receiver box and the roll bar, you can see the little screw and nut that tightens the slipper clutch way down there. Just get in there with some needle nose pliers, you should be able to get there. Okay, so that slipper clutch came really loose from the factory. I tightened it all the way down. It was about 2 full turns before I tightened it all the way down and then backed it off 1/4 of a turn. Should be good now. I'm gonna get this all put back on and then head back out and hit some jumps. Look at all that sand, by the way, from just a couple of minutes of runtime at the beach. Not to mention what's in my trunk and what I dumped out before I put it in there. All right, see you out there. All right, guys, back out after a quick repair back at the house. I'm back out here now. I'm gonna just hit some jumps and let's see how it goes. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. That was a no effort backflip. That was an unintentional backflip. Oop, missed the ramp. Wow. Dropped right into place though. It's the steering very sensitive, very touchy. But very controllable in the air. Very precise in air control. I mean, you saw that last minute backflip. Trying to let it coast a little bit and then hit the backflip. Not a problem. Shallow double backflip. I gotta look at the footage to see if that was actually a double backflip. I don't know why that was so shallow. Did something happen to the ramp? I guess it just hit weird. Very weird. I don't suggest trying to catch your RCs midair. Very touchy. Steering is very touchy. Not bad, guys. Effort, double backflip, effortless. I'm gonna try it needs a wheelie bar though. Definitely needs a wheelie bar. Let me try a front flip. Let's try a front flip. Yep. I think that was a double front flip. What happened? What is this? Oh, the battery plug? What are we doing here? What's going on here with this? I think it's probably just running hot. Oh look, there's a guy with an RC plane way over there. That doesn't happen every day. Hard to line up when you're standing on this angle. I'm gonna try it again though. Let's try it again. You saw that. I almost did a standing backflip before I hit the ramp. Battery wire keeps flopping down. That I don't like. I'm gonna have to figure something out for that. I thought it would just coast right onto its wheels. Should have blipped the throttle a little bit right there. Oh, look at that. All right, I wasn't expecting to be able to do that. And something snagged up. Hold on. What did I do? What did I do? What happened? What happened here? Plus steering in one direction for some reason. Why is that? Why is that? Okay, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's like something's notching in there. I think I blew the steering servo. Oh well, not too bad. Had a great time jumping it. It flies. He's one of the best jumpers out there. Front flips, back flips, no matter what, you can do anything in the air with this. This is a stunt truck, 100%. But the slipper clutch is loose from the factory, so make sure you tighten that down. As per the instructions, you tighten all the way down and back it off a quarter turn. Perfect settings, loose from the factory. I think the steering servo is kind of junky because I just broke it. You could feel it notching around in there, so I guess I got to replace the steering servo. This was all before even completing one battery. I still did not go through a full battery on this car. Needs a wheelie bar, 100%. I'm going to probably get the wheelie bar for this. And I don't know, we'll see. I'm going to keep bashing it. I'll let you guys know how it goes in the future. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Later. RC